Hello, my name's Dr. Matt Capp from Capitalise Education. Let's have a chat about the second principle of universal design for learning, referred to as representation. This is the idea that teachers during the planning, teaching and assessment cycle ask themselves, am I representing information to students in multiple ways? This allows teachers to ensure that students understand the content they are teaching. The aim of the second principle of universal design for learning is to develop resourceful and knowledgeable students. The second principle of universal design for learning is underpinned by three guidelines. Guidelines are more specific and targeted ways to represent information to students. The first guideline is perception. The second guideline is language and symbols. The third guideline is referred to as comprehension. These three guidelines are underpinned by checkpoints, which are much more targeted ways of representing information to students. This is because when teachers identify the barriers to learning or the functional impact of students, they need to target the support they put in place. As Professor Haddy says, that explicit teaching is not just haphazard or an approximation, it's strategically designed and targeted to meet the needs of students. The second principle of universal design for learning is underpinned by 12 checkpoints, or 12 ways of thinking during the planning, teaching and assessment cycle, how teachers can represent information to students in multiple ways. The three guidelines and 12 checkpoints are divided into three layers. The first layer is referred to access. This guideline and the associated checkpoints are designed to help students overcome their barriers to learning or the functional impact of their disability so they can access the learning process. The second level, a much deeper level, is referred to as build. This guideline and the associated checkpoints are designed to help build on the students' access to the learning process by helping them to develop skills and strategies so they can continue to overcome the barriers or functional impact associated with their learning. The final layer, referred to as internalize, is that guideline and the associated checkpoints designed to help students internalize their skills and strategies for overcoming their barriers or functional impact to the learning process. At Capitalise Education, we're a little concerned that in the literature, textbooks, videos, and at conferences, often the examples given around Principle 2 really relate to that first level of access, ways teachers can help students access the learning process. However, as Professor Michael Fullan says, this is just external accountability, what teachers do to support students. It's really important to develop internal accountability for the students, help them to internalize and develop individual and independent skills and strategies to overcome their barriers or functional impact to their learning. When teachers plan supports for students to either overcome their difficulties, their barriers to the learning process, or their functional impact, every time teachers need to think about, is the supports I'm putting in place developing independence for my students?